Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alaracanfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And my good friend Audrey Lightlanguage is back with us. And today we're talking about resurrection. So that's a big topic, and there's a lot we're going to discuss. But some of what we're going to talk about today is around, how to resurrect yourself to the new higher frequency. That's in resonance with the new energy body to match the new octaves of frequency vibration. We're going to talk about how all is energy and you must release the old and its old energy shackles, keeping you looping in the stagnation of the old with its old beliefs and paradigms, the constant regurgitation, right? So we're going to talk about all of that. It's interesting. I was talking about some of that on my call with my HDHI group just a little while ago. So it's like, yes, we're on the same page, Audrey.
Yes. It's in the ethers. Bring this information out, so definitely. Excellent.
Exactly.
I think you and I both discussed the regurgitation as well on some other shows, because it is very, very, very important to discuss that, to expand them in their consciousness and awareness.
Yes, absolutely. And so for those of you who don't know Audrey, just a really quick introduction. She's been with us many times. She is a soul architect and an energy engineer. She's an ambassador of peace who has traversed the multiverses forever with the pulling of the plug on the experiment of duality and polarity. And through its experience of entering so deeply into the density, sleep, and forgetting, now gives a great opportunity to recreate and step into a time within the new creation to experience the eternal peace. And so part of what Audrey does during our shows is, raise the vibration, changes the energy, clears stagnant energy, moves energy. She brings forward the beings of light, the divine mother, and other energies. There's sometimes the fairies. A lot of times Kali comes through, just, so many beings of light that she works with as well. So we're going to talk about all of that and more. So please do have your questions ready. If you'd like to ask Audrey a question, you can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat. And so resurrection is a big topic. And Audrey, right now we're in the energy of completion, right? The end of 2021. And also the energy of new beginnings, right? So we're beginning to move into the energies of 2022, but it's not just the calendar year energies. There's a lot of shift happening for a lot of people. So can you talk a little bit about what is happening in the world right now? The best you can.
Yeah, Laura, that is like so many layers, right? It's huge. It's huge. So many things are happening, which points to who and what we are, right? Multidimensional being, many, many aspects like my work talks about, right? Reality, right? It's not only just stuck in one thing, many paths of possible probabilities, right? And it's always in constant motion and movement, right? Every moment of that, So how can we talk about it? All I can really say is that these times are unprecedented. We have not experienced this, in another aspect, right? Another lifetime, so to say, meaning the opportunity that this embodiment is giving us, right? Rather than what has been regurgitation, right? Looping, stagnation over and over and over again, right? Not only in Gaia and humanity, but throughout the body of creation, right? This opportunity now, what's going on, right? It's the time of the great reveal, right? That we have spoken about years ago, right? Coming, the reveal, the great reveal, right? The reckoning, with recognizing, right? What is happening, what's going on, So this huge unprecedented, meaning as creation itself, right? Is sealing the old book of life. For those that are able to get in decision, right? Make a decision, which side of the great divide are you going to find yourself on, right? So that's way then you can be in resonance with the new to write your name in the new book of life, because the plug is being pulled on the experiment, meaning all of this that has gone on over and over again and what it has brought forth from that experiment. So I know we're also all are very aware of what's going on, right, in our own individual lives and the world in general, which this is all connected, right? And why I'm talking about resurrection is because it's so important that, yes, we're embodiment, right? But that is also, if you're being in the matrix, right? The game, the story, whatever you want to call it, right? The experiments, So we have this opportunity to get out of that right? Win the game, so to say. Why I say resurrect oneself, exactly what we were talking about, that new energy body, right? New potentials that is available for one, instead of only if they keep the same resonance, the same energy, the same conscious awareness, regurgitate, looping over and over again, they're going to wind up on the side of the Great Divide. That is giving nothing to creation, right? It's stagnation, it's looping, it's the same. Creation life is about new, right? A different experience to be had, something new to be created. So they are going to, unfortunately, people don't want to talk about it, be absorbed back to the all that is, losing their gift of individualization. Do we not, this is why this is so important to tend to our essence. I know we have a story and a physicality, and all that's going on in it. But again, you're out of that in but a moment, right? You are to your essence of who and what you are. You need to tend that and not be lost in the distraction of the story experience, right, that is going on. This is about unprecedented times to understand the bigger picture of yourself, that you forgot when you entered the dream state, right? The sleeping, duality, polarity experiment. So one must get themselves out of that. So they win the game, so to say, right? Winning the game, keeping your gift of individualization and consciousness as an embodied aspect of the divine, a God being, to stand back into that, right? To access the true magic that you are. And that would be getting out of, right, of the stories that the many systems are clutching everybody with their energetic shackles and their consciousness being trapped, right, in the storylines that are being played out upon a multiple levels of systems, So when you ask me how to explain it, I see things from so many perspectives, right, that it's hard to pinpoint one point because it depends where you're looking at it from. And for me, I understand we're going through the physical, but again, we're at a physical in a moment. And then where are you going to find yourself, right? You want to continue to find yourself, to continue to be. And to be able to do that, you must be, right, of heart and a real true being, an essence being who is in resonance with the new and has the higher consciousness of understandings, right? Otherwise, how are you going to fit into that? Right? Standing in your godhood, if you always think you're going to play in the new, in the old way, you can't. It doesn't fit, right? It doesn't match, Thank you. Someone's saying to me, I'm doing a good job explaining. Yes, it's so huge. So for me, words so lack, in trying to attempt to express and explain and talk about things that really haven't been touched on, right, for so long, right? Because we're used to the same thing. Well, let's connect with the galactics, beings, or let's connect with the angels or the masters of the galactics. That's very familiar speak for everyone, and it's beautiful. It was a foundation, but look where we have found ourselves and the situation and circumstance, not for one lifetime, but for millennia of looping in the same, and the horrors and abominations that have been brought forth, even having all those things, right? So this is why unprecedented times, to be looking at it from a bigger picture and understand, right? We are who we've been waiting for, right? Those God beings coming in, incarnating, so we free ourselves from the shackles of the old beliefs and paradigms and storylines. So we do not regurgitate yet the old esoteric knowledge, feeling, yay, we found the esoteric knowledge, we arrived. No, you did not. Because what are you doing? You're walking to the script. You're following the script, right? That was left. Instead of, we have not come to follow an old script regurgitated yet again. We are here to write the new, create the new, which means new, beautiful ones. Is it not? Not following regurgitation of something that was before, So I'm sorry, Lara, it's hard to pinpoint one thing, but where do you want to take it from there?
No, that's great. Thank you. And yeah, we'll move forward from there. I just have a really quick question for anybody of you who has access to Facebook. This is the first time it's happened that, I'm doing Facebook Live and I can't find it. I'm not seeing it anywhere on it's supposed to be on my profile. I'm not finding it. So it's
can you post it on mine and then later on?
I can't find it. I can't find
Audrey, it. Yeah, at all. Audrey Lightlanguage, and then it's DI.
No, it does. I mean, like when I go to my Facebook profile, which is where it's supposed to be, it's not there. So it says I'm live on Facebook, but I have no idea where because it's not showing up. I don't see it. So if somebody is out there in Facebook land, send me a message or ping me or something so that I can actually find it, because I'm not. That'd be great. And for those of you who are watching on your computer and can access to Facebook as well, let me know, because I tried twice.
It says live on Facebook on my little thing. I don't have my phone here, but
mine
it says
too.
live on Facebook.
Yeah, but I, so I do know what I normally do. Then I go on there and I change it to public, and then I share it on my group and then whoever I'm speaking to on their profile, but I can't find it. So it's like,
we're speaking about things, right, that are very empowering, and the systems that be, don't really appreciate such
it's funny, right? It's never happened before.
And enlightenment. It's like, oh, if they're saying the same regurgitation of the same old, then let's permit that. Let's have thousands of people watch that because it's keeping them stuck in the same old. If they're taking them out of that, they want to expand them and educate, give them actual knowledge about something. Oh, let's pull the plug on every possible way we can. That's how it works.
Don't you think that's funny that, I have shows every day, and
right? Exactly.
It's like not there. It's like, I don't know where it went.
Which there are no coincidences, so, but we'll keep dredging through because we're putting that energy out there nonetheless,
Yeah, so I will share it afterwards on Facebook if I can. I think it just might be I had already said yesterday or at some point, I think next season I'm going to start streaming live on YouTube instead of Facebook. I said that yesterday. So I wonder if, like Facebook land is like, yeah, whatever. So anyways, so let's go back to this resurrection energy, the new energy. So I want to focus on, what are we focusing on? Are we focusing on the drama that we're experiencing in our day-to-day life, or are we truly focusing on what we want to create? I was having this discussion earlier with my husband, and we were talking about, it's like, forget all the distractions, forget all the shiny object syndrome. What did you come here to do? What is calling your soul to do? Just focus on that.
Yes, because all of this, we know they are entering into this to turn them off, right? Mm-hmm. To close them down, right? To keep them marching what the systems want them to march in. So we're not denying that things are occurring, of course, in each of our own lives in different ways. We know this, but let's not be distracted, right? Which is the goal of that, right? To alter and change what we incarnated, we are embodied, right? Because those ones that they have held for so long in millennia, they couldn't do it, right? Because they've been shot back in lifetime after lifetime with false belief systems, thinking I'm doing my lessons, I'm doing the right thing. Meanwhile, they're just being molded, right? Into those that will just follow, or believe, right? Empathetic, beautiful beings, but they were molded into this, right? To just accept, to follow, or let's make my life easier, or they're deceived, thinking they're doing the right thing for others when they are not, all that story, right? So we came in, right, to put light, to lighten up the density that had occurred and happened here. And when we came in, right, those of us, right, the ones of the true God, fire code, true essence beings, right, eternal beings, right, you forget when you came in because that was part of this, right? But we've come in to, yes, attend to a bigger picture of things, right? Which is what we're talking about. Make sure even through all of this, right, we hold our light. We do the works that this embodiment is giving to unshackle from old agreements, generational things, unconscious, subconscious, childhood issues, not only your multiple Gaian lives, but your cosmic multidimensional aspects as well, which as a soul architect that I am, right, we're in my work reaching thousands at a time, not like maybe a hypnotism 1 or 2 that affects things. I stay out of the story because I don't have time to tell you the story because your soul actually knows it. You know what I mean? In the regard, it's just to get the work untangle, grabbing thousands at a time. That's why we write an Akash, clear the Akash, rewrite the Akash in resonance with the new. So this is such an important opportunity, right? That wasn't there before. So you disentangle as a soul essence from so many things, so many traumas, right? So much that had gone emotionally, or agreements or things, right? That have, so to say, parasitically infected, right? Or captured one, eating their light and their, and their soul essence that they want to take, right? From others. So this is so important, right? To help and assist others that we've come in, having the capacity to do that, accessing the true magic, those of us that stand, right? In our godhood, not hello. Yes, those beings are there out there, right? To support you, but you are in here, right? You are traveling through creation, not another aspect that you think, come help me, come save me. If
okay, but I have to stop you there for 1 second, okay? I have to stop you there for 1 second Because when we are in our drama, when stuff is going on,
yes, we go to them to assist
we
us
can't
and help us.
access, we cannot access our true soul essence. When
Well,
we're
no,
going through that drama.
your true soul essence is there, but what happens is, because you can't get rid of your true soul essence.
No, I know it's always there, but because of the drama or trauma and everything that's going on, we can't access it. So that's why we go to these intermediators to help us to get some clarity so that we can go back to access. We're not giving them our power.
Exactly. But who are those beings when we look at it from the higher perspective, right? Like people will say, I'm going through trauma. Let me say, higher self, can I hear you tell me? For me, that's the old way. This is you and the higher self are joining one and the same together, right? Yeah. All those beings that we're used to when we go through the drama and trauma that we have called on in the past, and many regurgitate to do the same today, are who? Themselves, source and expression, wearing a mask as a god, as an angel, as whoever. So who are we calling to help us? Ourself, in another aspect of ourself, because we're lost in the story of the energy that keeps us swirling. So we get back to that balance, that anchoring point, which is what? Ourself, right? Because another being is just another aspect of ourself wearing the suit in the name of that being.
But if we know that, yes, I'm calling on Archangel Michael, I'm calling on Archangel, whoever, right? I'm calling on somebody. I know that they are an aspect of myself. I know that. So when I'm asking them, it's I know that they are. So when I'm accessing them, I know I'm really truly accessing myself and my wisdom and my knowledge. I know that, but I still sometimes need to get a little bit of a boost because my mind is very strong
in the very deep story that is like so real and has you captured and held in it. The energy is capturing you, which is a very real experience. It's not denying it's not real. Oh my goodness. It's very, very real, right? Even though it's an illusionary thing. That's it. We came into the game. You can't change the game from out there. You had to come inside to change it. But for me, it's like, I know people that, do works with jinns and demons, right? Releasing all these essences, and they know and understand. Like I say to them, it's you who are doing it, not everybody else you're calling, right? Yes, they are an energetic support of you, right? Because of course, what you're dealing with is huge, right? But they move to the next understanding, not limiting themselves, but to understand who those other essences are, right? Is themselves expressing in that way. So
the question, no, that's great. And so I want to just reinforce this for everybody watching or listening anywhere, whether it's here or anywhere else. You do, right?
Because you don't know where else we may be.
I don't know where we are. So for those of you who are watching, please know that it's okay to reach out to, angels, guides, etc., but not from a place of feeling inferior or not from a place of they are external to you. They are you. Right. But sometimes they might be able to give you some sort of insight that can get you back to who you truly are and remember who you are, because they are you. And so they're here to support, not to they're not smarter than you. They're not more powerful than you. They're not more anything than you. You are, a being of light, of magnificence. There's nothing, you're less than nothing.
Embodied. You are God embodied, who is having this experience of sleep. That's what this unprecedented times are about. Waking up God to itself that is embodied, that fell asleep or got captured, right? All this story, it's so complicated. But you were waking the God up that you are, right? That fell asleep to itself being that. So set those beings, those guideposts, so to say, along the way to assist it, which is itself, those characters being played, wearing those masks, right? While it was playing in sleep. That's why they say, if you want to look at it from a human perspective, oh, the angels are there to serve you, right? Serve who? God's embodied. That forgot they are that, right? Other aspects of God beingness to assist them. Lara, this so beautifully brings me around to what I wanted to talk about today. Other than resurrection, like the holidays, you say the word to exalt, right? So to talk about exaltation, right? Like the name of the package, and coalesce, right? And in the exaltation work, to exalt you, right? To raise you up above all these beings that you keep holding yourself below, thinking you are less than. You are not. This is to raise you up, right? because you are all God expression in its own beautiful, unique way. And I will tell you something, you want to call on angels, whatever else, but the angels are limited in what they can do, are they not? Because they are God expression within very limited perimeters. Even if you want to say how powerful they are, you are more so than that. You just forgot you are that, because you are a creator. You can go off that I want to create this or that, or, oh, you know, I don't like this, I want to do that. They do not have the capacity, right? Let's say in an angel kind of expression to do that. But we are angels also, right? Who have embodied walking the earth even. I do some of my work where I'm opening up people's angels' wings back here, right? Because they were so confined and closed in the story, they forgot. You're an angel, right? A God embodiment expressing that to come upon the earth and embody to wear a physical suit to do the works that you've come, right? And popping those wings back up, so to say, dusting them off. But for me, my perspective is, I don't want people to use angels, masters, and galactics that are characters within the field or the game or the story, right, as continued crutches and training wheels, right? Or the story of regurgitation about, I am so holy and isn't it divine because I am serving a God out there. The God is not out there for God's sake and for the sake of God, right? We are the embodied God, right? To wake up from this experience, expression that the source played within, so to say, or experienced and expressed. And what was brought forth from that? What was brought forth from that? A mirror to hold up. I say creation, behold thyself, right? In the mirror image, right, of another of thyself, which was brought forth. So creation can experience, witness, and express itself. So what has lurked within the body of the field of creation or consciousness? We have brought the light to that, to be revealed within the mirror, right? Which is those parasitic or sleeping, right? Lower expressions, density, parasitic, vampiric, you know, AI expressions, all those that are not a souled essence of beingness, that either creation became that from its exploration and playing, separating itself so far from itself, or either is another of the I amness that was brought forth that is now being revealed. So to me, it's like consciousness is next level of evolutionary motion and movement of itself. The child that the mother, remember the mother is the first God, the mother, the womb of creation, who made herself. She didn't need a man, like people say in their esoteric knowledge, blah, blah, that she had to make a man to impregnate her to bring forth. No, she is a self-progenitor. I don't say the name properly, sorry. Brought forth herself from the womb, the plasmic, primordial first point that gifted from that womb life and consciousness, right? Your mother, father, God, which is one entity, like we are male and female, right? Is the child, the offspring, so to say, of the mother. The mother did not give a gift of life and creation for it to go to such extent of abomination that has occurred, right? Pain and suffering. It is to honor life, right? Know that we are divine and keep it sacred and beautiful. So the mother has come back to handle the situation and why there is the time of the great divide, and who shall find themselves keeping and continuing a gift of individualization if they are in resonance and true of heart, right? A true souled essence being. Those that are not, bye-bye, you know? So yes, we want to call on them, but I'm trying to say that was very much used in the old. When we step to the new way of being, you are going to stand in your godhood. You cannot call everybody else you're used to from old habits or the way things worked, because you are going to stand in your godhood. Means you access, right, that which you are in the true magic. You understand? It's just like moving to the next way to work and to be, you know what I mean? I understand we're not totally there, but one must begin to build that bridge to understand. Otherwise, you're going to keep looping in the same thing. If the angels could have stopped it, how can we have children in abomination that is going on, horrors of horrors? Why were you thrown back into embodiment, right, by systems and other beings that have kept you captive over and over? Nor did galactics or federations do anything about it. So you understand, you are who you've waited for, like the Christed one represented, right? I am a God embodied. So are all of you as that. So it's us to release ourselves from the old beliefs and paradigms, the beings within the system, within the game, within the matrix, whatever you want to call it. So we go back to the place that we were before we entered this, and then even move beyond that, right? To create something new and different, where we are the gods, right? Embodied again of what we are, aspects of the divine, each beautiful and unique, right? But from the mother brought forth for the next expression, right, of itself, that doesn't have such things of this within it any longer, because we shone the light on that so it could be purged. You know, like a mother who brings her a child that has like a biological or some kind of defect, you know, genetically within it, right? What do we know how to do? We know how to go in to stop that, right? So that genetic thing that shouldn't be, right, that is hindering on the progression, keeping it stagnant, is evolved out, is not there anymore, is healed. And that's what the mother is doing here. So such creations that have brought forth that are abomination, and all they do is eat, blow up worlds, soul shards, you know, shattered. No more of that, but to stand in renewal, fullness, healing, wholeness, right action, right? Of heart to heart. I honor and love you. We're not separate. We are just wearing different suits to express our field of consciousness of Godhood that we are. So we love and honor each other, right? That is the beautiful newness of beingness to enter. That's why I talk about unprecedented times of what we're here and creating. So thank you, each of you that are embodied and being that light. Thank you so much, because you're so important beyond you even understand, right? Thusly, why we are powerful beings, you know? So beautiful.
And so a lot of people might still not understand, like it might be a mental concept for them that, yeah, I am God embodied. They might not understand what that truly means. They're not feeling it in their being, right? It's like, okay, I'm hearing that it's a mental concept. Okay, I get it, I am, but they're not really truly embodying that knowing, that knowledge, right? So, you know, we're still going to go through the drama. We're still going to go through, you know, all the stuff that's going on right now. So, you know, a lot of people are still going to come from that 3D beingness, you know, to ask questions. So Destiny, yes. I know, is going to ask a question from her 3D level, and even though we just said you are God embodied. Yes. So what kind of question are you going to ask now?
But this is the thing. It's beautiful to ask questions, because this is all about to expand them, right? Knowledge. Because why are we stuck in these situations and circumstances, right? Because originally, God beings, eternal beings, wanted to explore, right? Oh, what is that? What is that chaos there? What is that density there? Let's explore it, right? We know all that we are in the higher expressions. Let's explore the lower expressions, right? Density, duality, polarity, forgetfulness, right? Broken heart, sadness, all these things. But in that experiment, something occurred, right? Backfired, so to say. We were supposed to go in, go out, have the experience, but those that fell into that so deeply, forgetting themselves and liked it, got addicted to it, instead of getting out of it, they were doing it more and more and more. They lost themselves to that. They became parasitic, right? And all of this, or it was their expression that was then being able to be revealed from having entered into this, you know, to be made known that it is within the body of the I amness, right? So we can heal that and be that no more. So these systems that are, why do we are in chaos right now? Because all the systems, government, education, everything, right? Those controllers who think that are off-world situation, your galactics, your federations are not handling it, which they should. They think it is separate from them. No, it is not, because all is connected. And when they don't make a motion or movement, it is on their energetic scent of themselves as well, right? That to allow this to go on to the depth of abomination that it has over and over again. So we are going through this because all those systems and the controllers, right, think they're sheeple, what they want to do to them. If we didn't have all the systems from lifetimes, or the ones that came and took control of beautiful humanity ages and eons ago, right, thinking they're sheeple and they own beautiful Gaia, we would never be in these situations, right? So this is why the consciousness that they have made us fall into and kept us captured in, that we were supposed to go in and get out, we don't remember. We don't know what's happening, right? They painted a picture and sculpted them so well that they think this is all there is. This is reality. We talk to them about the bigger picture of things and their soul essence, that no such thing as that exists, right? That is how well this has fallen into sleep and unconsciousness and not understanding. You are not conscious when you're only thinking, I'm going to work with angels, masters, and galactics, because you're not conscious that you have an opportunity to step out of that, to make a whole different world and environment and a situation where our children and our grandchildren, do you understand that there was no humanity anymore? The old future that happened, there was no humanity for our children, grandchildren, or anything. This destroyed it, this experiment of AI transhumanism and parasitism. So creation itself came back to its past of the old future to make the changes, right? To continue the natural biological that should be, and we are those, right? So we build the bridge to the new future and continue the beautiful divine human for source to express through, to still be. We couldn't change it from the old future. We had to come back to its past, right? Time traveling, timelines. This, what we see happening, is a slippage into an old timeline that happened already, how they got there. So we are here to make sure we do all the work, not be lost in the distractions. Yes, our life may hold us down. It's very serious what we go through, but we have to understand the bigger picture of who and what we are, so that doesn't just keep us turned off, right? Keep the light going, understand the wider perspective of things, what we are here to do, you know? I'm sorry. So I'm sorry I was going on so you couldn't ask your question, but go ahead.
Destiny, you want to ask a question?
I am aware that I'm working towards, like I was in separation, I have been for several lifetimes, and I'm working towards gaining it back. And what I'm dealing with right now is like a past, what you said, a past life timeline. And it's crazy because it's like I just yesterday I did a beautiful thing that brought me into a wonderful place. And then today it's like I got all this, for lack of a better word, shit thrown at me overnight. So it's like it was almost like when I went to sleep, I fell into this past timeline or something. And I think I might actually be there right now. And that's what I was going to ask you, is if because parts of me feel like they're here, like I can feel parts of me, but other parts of me don't feel like they're actually here, like I have no sensation within them.
Can I say something on that? Well, you realize we are not what we understand as my past life that I was is dead and buried, right? Or the other timeline me is not now. In reality, all of the yous, think of it ... right? Are all there happening. Time is one time, right? So to the soul, why I'm a soul architect, to tend to you at your soul level, all the yous, right? Because those other yous, situations, circumstances, you're good here, right? You said you did your things here, but obviously there's another aspect of you, right, simultaneously happening that is bleeding through to this one, bringing up still things that are happening, right? Or a galactic, cosmic, right, dimensional version of you. Because remember, my work also works with the unconscious, subconscious childhood issues, generational, ancestral releasing, because agreements were made through the DNA, right? Even if it's a cosmic, multi-dimensional, right? A generational ancestral agreement, right? It's still you, your soul, right? Connected with all these things. So yes, that's fantastic what you're doing, but don't feel like, oh my goodness, what did I do wrong, right? Or how is this happening? Because we have multiple millennia, right? Aspects of ourselves, so many. So how is it that just so simply one thinks they can unravel, right? Or detach from these things, right? Or if, let's say, one is parasitically infected, right, by these other beings and things that are out in creation, you know, that must be unraveled, right, and detached from, right, because they don't so easily want to go if they're living on a generational agreement or something energetically supplying them, you know. And that is why, yes, I'm called healer to the healers and to all, because sometimes healers, right, even need some help, things that they can't access or been involved with, you know, for so much. So this kind of work could come in and get in, right, what needs to be done. And again, think about my work. It's not just to read an Akash for information, right, to make a best journey or movement, right? We're going to go a step better for this one. We're going to clear what doesn't need to be, right? Keep, of course, what you want. Sometimes people say, what if you clear things I want? I'm like, of course, I'm not going to clear what you want. We're going to clear what needs to be cleared, right? And it's also from the cosmic Akash, right? Thousands of lives at a time. So it's more quantum, more effective, more efficient, more fast action, right? So then you're in a new energetic body, resurrection, right? Weaved for you with the codes and the work that I do, like you're wearing a new energetic body, right? That new you in resonance with the paths and potential that are available at those higher frequencies. Because I know people, of course, we wanted to see the benefits in our life. But again, yes, you will, but you're out of this life in a moment. You don't want the old energy, the old thing, just throw you back in again, right? Because again, you're not going to keep your gift of individualization as creation is motion and movement if one is going that side. We want to stay the side that is love, motion, movement, evolution, motion, movement forward. So do you want to say anything else to me, Destiny, before
that's what happened. I actually cleared a false god from my ancestral lineage. And then I still, like right now, it's like it came back, but it like snuck its way in through subconscious, through other aspects. Like I had to throw it out a couple, 2-3 times, and then it came back and somehow stuck. So that's exactly what you're saying is what's happened.
Yes. And it's not because, you know, sometimes people will feel like, oh, I didn't do it good enough, or I'm not good enough. No, right? These things have, that's how they live, right? Their own essence lives, keeps a battery of others' life force, you know? It's the reason why everybody's walking around in the sedation and delusion in the regular world, and unfortunately sedation, delusion in a spiritual world as well, because they're only regurgitating rather than understanding the bigger picture of things, right? That needs to be handled. If angels, masters, and galactic would do it, it's supposed to be protecting us, then why aren't this situation that such things are occurring at the level of abomination that they have? That's why I'm saying you need to wake up really, right? Instead of in the same, right? Of what you're doing. So beautiful one, I'm gonna do some light for you and it'll ripple out to everyone else as well. I hope that you be able to get the beautiful package that Alara is so lovely. And
I'm
beautiful,
definitely going to
Alara,
look into
share with
it,
everyone,
yes.
because it's the numbers,
Oh.
right? And we didn't speak about the numbers too much. Numbers have come in as another language of creation, right? Because symbols have been contaminated. I know you all love your symbols, but an example, swastika, beautiful thing, right? Originally in a certain part of the world, what they did to it. Our language is very contaminated to keep them stuck, right? Old beliefs and paradigms, right? Dumb them down. So numbers have come in to hold the highest light quotient, right? So when you write the numbers in a session, I'll go nice and slow. You write the numbers, you're going to receive the energy, and then you're going to have that tool of those numbers. And it's not 6 or 12 numbers, it's pages of numbers, right? You're going to read them over, the energy they hold, that code for you, right? And then you're going to talk about in your life what you need to apply that energy to as you're reading them, right? Negative to be dispelled, whatever positive brought to you, or you don't even have to say anything specific sometimes, because I say to people, you want to manifest everything, but you need to manifest yourself, right? More importantly, in resonance with the new. And how could you know everything that is going on, right? In other aspects to be able to set an intention for it? You obviously don't. You don't know what's in unconscious, subconscious. So when you just would read the numbers and let it go out where it needs to go, that's another way to use them. And also keeping them under your fitted sheet, let's say a copy of them. You write them one time, other times you can copy it, or just in your space, right? Helps raise the energy as well. So can I speak some light for you, Destiny?
Could you help me like bring back my body, the parts of me that, because I'm like feeling like my lower body's like trying to take off, and I just want to feel kind of like stabilized in one body. I feel like that would be...
Well, you're in multiple bodies, actually. You're just talking to me through this particular body right here that happens to be here right now. So here's some for you and everybody. Hamanayanaine, Hamanainaine, Hamuyananeo. Gundaso, Gundoso hoi, Sevois, some fairies. Now, you know, I say fairies, right? It's source expressing wearing the mask is fairies. All these names we're used to, these different beings, right? But it's the energy name we're used to for your heart, for your inner child. Ooh, 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 shari. Ooh, 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 see. Kiki, shiri, papasa, papasa. Evoa, mon cher. Evoa from the back of the heart. Evoa, mon chéri. Evoa, papotu udum. Yere se parti, rarione, venusu verire, venunone, venunsuna vione, hawaii, esa, honanaka nana so, tele, paru kusun, derira. Evoa, toya, aliala, ile, sumwayi, esa. We're made of water, and this is our water world and the waters of life, right? So I'm going to bring in the dolphins for you and for everyone, right? And the whales, right? So we sit in that beautiful, powerful, loving energy. And everyone who's seeing her crying, it's a good thing, because that's a deep releasing that's being let out. It's also a recognition of a soul essence of her beingness, like, yes, 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 right, that this is occurring. So it's a mixture of both. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. It's good. Dolphins. Well, Alia tutu atuati ata ata. Now for you, Destiny, and for everyone, and Laura, thank you so much. Like a Christmas gift, a holiday gift, right? I'm going to bring in the mother. Now the mother is going to wrap you all in you in that energy. And message years ago was like, tell them it's time to follow the lifeline, which is the umbilical back to the womb of the mother. Not your mother, father, God, the mother that is the mother of them and all things, right? For that nourishing in that womb. So all of you receive this beautiful energy. Here we go. Suaiwa. Sumawa usiatia. Esumawaya. Esa. Now a little bit more light. Kaleonomo tumo set here, Vesuane, Menusum perti, Variane, Venusum pertide, Venunone, 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 Venutunavi, Yone. Es así, es así. Esa. All right, beautiful one. You let that work through you, settle in, and releasing, and hopefully I'll see you for a session or something if you can. How are you doing, Destiny? You want to say anything?
That was so good. I actually felt that was my inner child. I actually felt her come back. She really, that was really emotional. Like I really needed that. Thank you so much. My
so
soul needed
welcome.
that today.
Yes, and you see how powerful it is for a few minutes, and then a session is 60 minutes or 90 minutes, right? When we're doing this, and this is so powerful. And what Destiny received, it also, this work is like dropping the pebble right in the water, so it could ripple out as anyone else is able to receive it as well, that it's suitable and good for them. So Destiny, you have asked those questions by no coincidence, and Alara picking you so that others can receive as well. So see how beautiful it is, right? When we access the true magic and our divinity of who and what we are and being of heart, it's so beautiful, you know? So thank you, Destiny. I look forward to working with you if you can.
Me
Beautiful.
too. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Destiny. Wonderful. Good. Awesome. All right. Anybody else have any questions for Audrey? I feel like my sound is weird. I'm not sure what
You sound good.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So as we're moving forward into, the holidays, like we talked about, into the new year, what can we do practically to, on the practical level, to continue to raise our vibration, to continue to be and remember that we are God embodied? What is there any practice that you can recommend that we can do?
Well, Alara, again, we know that we've come in for those that we can help and that come across us by no coincidence, right? Like watching your show today, receiving these things is no coincidence, is to help them, right? With whatever they're doing themselves, right? To do some things that perhaps, right, they're unable to do, right? So if they can give themselves a gift of this, because I know you also sometimes have opportunities to do it in 2 payments and all this other things that you do, you make it very, very accessible to them, right? In different ways that they can do this, because you understand, Alara, the importance, right? Because there's so far they can go themselves, but sometimes it's like, I am rewriting an Akash, right? Because I came in and embodied Elohim, an ancient one, right? From time before time, involved in creation, to have ability to do that, right? That some other people, right, or themselves may not have access to do. So why, if they can access that, would they not want to take that jump, right? That quick jump, boom, 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 get so much done at a time, right? Then slowly. Okay, but go back to what we could do ourselves. Oh my God, tend to our essence, our beingness of who and what we are, right? Like, you understand, love yourself, right? Be loving and calm to yourself, because this is what is going on out there, right? Or in our lives, there's so much going on. And as you know yourself, right, you got to take that time to take that breath, right? Nourish yourself, tend to yourself. That's what shows like yours, right, is doing, Laura. So they have an access to go someplace to help nourish them so they could tend to themselves, right? Be fortified and strengthened upon their journey so they can continue on. Because yes, we have these stories that are going on in our lives, right? But we have embodied to be the lighthouse, right? Other times that I've spoken about, because we've come into the density and the sleep to be that hearted being, right? To be the light that we are. So we have to tend to ourselves in whatever way that nourishes us, right? So we keep shining the light, not only for the collective in humanity and creation, but ourselves as well, right? Do things that are going to fill your cup, right? Because just being embodied here, like I talk about the dirty fish bowl, right? That we are in with the situation, circumstance, energy, all that's going on. One needs to fill your cup in every way that is right for one, that helps them to feel nourished and tend to and take care of, right? You know yourself, so much going on, right? You have to take some time, take that breath, right? Tend to you. So you're there and present and able to then pour your cup on others as well. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say. And going to heart for yourself, right? Because you just don't give love everybody, tend to everybody. Then your cup is empty, right? What good is that? Nourish and tend and fill your cup in whatever way that you can personally. And again, don't let a system and a circumstance break you or think you're not worthy, right? Or wear you down, like talk about like the piece of cheese, right? The grater, wear it down, all of this, right? Which is the plan, so to say, of this, right? What it wants to do. So do what you need to do so you can keep yourself, right? Building up and stronger, right? Like that tree that bends but doesn't break but pops back up, right? You may go down, but you're going to pop back up, you know? And be true of heart for yourself and for others, you know? And you can't go around gathering a bunch of knowledge and only keep it in your brain and think, oh, esoteric knowledge, love, unity, oneness, blah, 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 all of this, because that ain't going to get you where you want to go. You actually have to drop down, right, out of the mind, which is the labyrinth, to the heart that is the new mind, and be it of heart in your essence of your beingness. What works have you brought forth, right? What gardens, as they talk about, have you grown? Things that are dead, that's good for nobody, not even yourself, right? You want to bring forth things that are good to nourish you and others as well. So that speaks to, in your everyday life, who you are. Who did you paint yourself in to be? Who did you manifest and create yourself to be? Is it the stories and the systems that wore you down and you think that's all that you are? Did you fall into that and then paint yourself as something? You're going to say, wait a minute, that's not me, that's not you, but you fell into that and you continue to walk those steps. You know what I mean? So it's to color yourself in, define who you are. Remember on some of the shows I talk about the rose. We could talk about the rose and try to describe the rose to people, the color, what it looks like, but you don't know the fullness of the rose until you get that fragrance of the rose, right? The scent of the rose. Then you know the rose in its fullness, just like us, right? We look one way, this or that, but our soul essence, right? The essence, our scent of our soul, that is the soul signature, right? Our essence, who and what we are, our scent, soul scent, right? Our essence, that is the soul signature that we want to be found to write in the new book of life. So we continue on, you know, and that is really about being true, right? With ourselves and looking at things, you know, from many different wider perspectives, you know, gain the knowledge, you know, that could help them rather than a regurgitation of what is called esoteric, to think that it is. And I'm sorry, I'm going to break rules. And I'm sorry, I'm a rebel and spirit knows it. And spirit told me you must continue to play because you are rebel non-compliant, right? Which breaks the things up so they can build the new, right? Even astrological. And I understand people want to put so much in it, thinking, oh, I got the astrological and esoteric knowledge. Excuse me, what are you doing? Lining up to follow the script? Written by whom? Of the same thing over and over again? I was on a show recently and someone was telling me, oh, and you know, whoever doesn't make it the next 25,000, whatever number it is, years, then they'll line up and they'll get another opportunity. I'm like, no. They look at me like I'm crazy. I go, no, right? Because what are you doing? You're lining them up to continue the loop of the same thing over again. No, we are not. We are not following the astrological or esoteric scripts, because we have come in not to follow the script, but to write a new one and to create a new, for God's sake, for the sake of God that you are, that is, please, people, wake up. Really, I understand it shakes you and you're not familiar with it, but that's the delusional, let's say, sedation, distraction of a spiritual thing that a very intricate, tricky system has also played on so many that they don't even understand. So that's why I'm empowering you, right? To truly wake up, beautiful ones. Can I speak light? It's a moment to speak light. Thank you.
Sure.
Everyone receive. Right? Language of the kosh. Kimini kosh, koko u kosh, remember, because we're breaking energetic shackles, old beliefs and paradigms, right? So that can, right, build something new, then loop in the same, right?
Awesome. Thank you. And so there's some questions in the chat. So M is saying, may I please have some soothing as well as clearing energies, as my beautiful loving dog died this morning, triggering deep wounding around self-hatred and other dense beliefs of failing my mission here. I'm exhausted.
No, she's not feeling her mission at all. You know why? Because she's here and she's looking at your show. And that proves it right there. Because if she failed any mission, it was any low energy, she would be lost in whatever else, right? But she tuned in today and she is here and she's receiving, right? So no failure of mission at all. That's false chatter, right? The old system wanting to capture and keep you and your light held. Now, to go to her beautiful one that had passed. I'm going to tell you a story and I'm probably going to cry. My daughter had 2 feral cats that live in the yard, 2 or 3, because they want to stay feral, So she feeds them and gets them little houses and whatever. And one of them was beautiful black, right? I'm going to cry, with green eyes, so beautiful, right? And he would live there and he was so beautiful, but he passed recently, about 2 or 3 days ago, and she had called him Anubis, right? Because she just happened to call him that, being black and like sitting there and looking like that statue. And he would go and kill the birds, and she loves birds. And she'd be like, Nubis, what are you doing? And so he passed recently. So I understand her pain, right? Because to me, it's like, as let's say a witchy being or whatever, it drums up how many kitties, right? Along different aspects, right? That we have to say goodbye to. But we know, just as all in our loved ones that come in animal form, right? We're going to see them again, but that doesn't make us human not cry, because our heart is going to be like, oh, we won't get to see you tomorrow or whatever, right? But they are seeing us in spirit. He's played so many songs and has done so many things, right? In spirit, connecting to her, because he's a consciousness that expressed as a kitty, but he's a consciousness that is many things, and so your beloved as well, all of your beloveds, right? Look around or hear a song or something like that, right? That they may try to reach out to you, and know that they continue, and you're gonna see them again and play with them again and express with them again. I know, because see my tears, I know all this and I'm still crying. So I get it, because our hearts are like, we just want to hold them. And that's a feral cat who I couldn't even put in my house, but I went out and saw him every day, right? So I want you guys to know that they continue on. And yes, our heart misses them, but they're continuing on, and we're going to play with them again. So, okay, now that is not true at all about failing your mission. And I hope she'll come and have a session, right? So she can get numbers and it'll work with her, because this is beyond this, let's say, thing that is going on, right? There's other deeper things there, right? That are playing in the unconscious, because she may not even be aware of, right? So I hope she'll be able to come and have a session. All right, so here we go. Bahuane, this is for her, for everyone, triple out. Bahane, kuku e, kuku e, kuku e, kuku e, kuku e. Kitty, kakuku, teto say, hanane, kai. Koya, tuturnan, shandar, and ar ist ot arun aren. Aridi bakwa isetir arusurum. Telelela kusta ostata urema bahanane. ture, 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 ki, 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 ki. Kamana, 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 kamana. Cuckoo, ki, 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 ku, 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 karpartusta rentri, shalala, 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 hole, 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 alala, halala, halala, halala. Now, I'm going to say numbers, which are energy, right? You're going to hear me say them very quickly. When you have a session, you may say, how does she think I'm going to write those numbers? So Alara and I always try to point out, when you have a session, I go nice and slow and go over it and you write the numbers, right? How I'm going to say the numbers very quickly now is how I do it at the end of a session, not when you're writing. So receive this energy, right, that the numbers are bringing through. You don't go back and listen to this and write these numbers down because it's not the type of numbers for that, okay? So here we go, beautiful ones. Hu hu hi hi hum hi wa wa sipu wa yan sisi shibak shu shu de ista stiku stipu to sta un ta isk ar iriene nanne and a bakwa ishta uram si tarana isi 8 3 6 9 12 13 3 6 3 6 7 8 10 7 8 10 5 4 5 4 3 8 6 10 12 3 8 6 4 8 21 3 6 3 6 7 8 10 7 8 10 12 7 8 10 12 30 40 16 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 eat it out a day, eat it out a day, eat it out a day. Esa memesa 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 sa 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 sa. Yes. Sa. Now for the heart, right? To lighten some of that deep releasing. Touch that heart in the inner child. Ooh, 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 shadows. Ooh, 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 see. There you go. And I hope she'll come for a session too. So.
Wow, awesome. Thank you. I'm like, just, I'm receiving, I'm yawning, I'm like tired, so like there's so much energy flowing here during this call. So please, please, please be willing to receive. Okay. So Let me know how that resonates with you, Em. And I'm so sorry for the loss of your dog. I don't even know what I would do if something happened.
I just want to say, also, I've been on Alara's show. Thank you, Alara, so many times. And I think if people have seen me, that I know a lot of people speak light, right? But I'm talking about ancient one, involved in creation, right? An ambassador piece, a traverse creation, blah, blah, all this stuff, Lemurian high priestess, Elohim embodied, all of that, right? So this light language is, can you see, do you hear all the different aspects, right, of myself as embodiment I'm bringing through to grab? You're not hearing the same thing. Maybe some of the things familiar, right? If you heard me, like the fairy sound or such, which again, sourced expressing is that, but different energies, right? Pulling in of what is needed, and yes, very, very powerful, very, very powerful, right? Beautiful ones to gift this through Alara and me, right? Alara making it possible for me to be here to gift all of you. And Alara was so happy that we were able to do this before the holidays, right? Before the holiday, before Christmas, before the new year. And I loved it. And it is the 7th today, correct?
Yes.
7 for me in numbers is truth, the truth, right? I know there's many processes and such, right? But this is the truth, capital letter, that 7 represents by no coincidence, right? Doing it today, And this is what we're talking about, the truths of our beingness, right? Outside of all the story and all this other stuff, And then we have 12, December. 12 is 3, which is Trinity. And Trinity are the energies of creation that move through the 3 of the Trinity, right? Like the energy that the first point brings through and the energy and then the expression of it, right, in the thing that is brought forth, that is embodied within, right? Like you would say in Catholic old way, right? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? All of them representing the different things of the same one in the 3 of expression. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And
Absolutely.
and 7, when you have 7 and 3 is 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is 1, represents divinity. So what we are doing here, beautiful ones, again, thank you, Laura, is joining in this. You're not buying a ticket. You're not traveling anywhere, right? You're not having to go somewhere else, right? Because again, those are old beliefs and paradigms. I need to be somewhere to do it. I have been everywhere. People tell me, oh, we can't follow you. You're like everywhere. So able to access what needs to be, that we are right here doing this divine holy gathering right now, right? And there's the numbers proving it, right? 3 of the Trinity, 7, the truth of the divine, right? So it's very beautiful. And that's why Alara is feeling, right? Whew, this is powerful. Wow. We got the wow again, Alara.
Absolutely.
Come get your wow. It is not a joke when I tell people, come get your wow, because it's wow that people could say, because there's no words to describe it. It's beyond words. Words lack. It's an experience. So again, that energy, that whew, that wow, right? So yes, it's beautiful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And so Linda has a question, which I know a lot of people ask, but she's asking, how can I hear and discover my gifts from other lifetimes? Feel like I could fully utilize them now.
Beautiful. Do the work with me, right? Because I know that people that I've done work with them and they speak light language, or their other gifts and abilities, you know, are turned on. And I love how she put it. I know there are other, right, aspects of myself, right? All the beingness like that I am, right? Being here, a woman, I spoke to her, so she goes, you're an antenna. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, right. An antenna to all my other aspects that's embodied this portion of me here to bring in what needs to be. So how she puts it, wanting to be able to access, right? What is hers? What happened? The system of the loops of the lies, your lessons are you didn't do it good enough, right? There's always the less than idea, right? The system that has done it to them over and over. Oh, you didn't do it right. Go do it again, right? Oh, your lessons. Maybe next time you'll have it better. That's all baloney, okay? Part of a system keeping you trapped, right? So this is about those things in expression experience we're supposed to have, right? Because they're ours, right? To remember, not a system that did what it did to all of this to keep us dumbed down, right? Or away from the empowerment. What's happening now to keep so many continued dumbed down, right? Or lost within, you know, rather than this opportunity that is coming forth in creation now to step out of all that, to break free of all that, right? So beautiful. I hope she'll work with me because she'll have her numbers, her personal list, and she can read them over as well. But let's do a little bit of Kali, right, to come in. Now, Kali for me is still source, expressing as Kali, right, wearing the mask. My work said it's time now, years ago, I said it, the masks are going to fall away. And when the masks fall away, it's not only our masks, right? It's all those players, right? Galactic angel masks fall away. And what it is, source expressing. So Kali is just another one of those. And Kali comes in so she can break down what needs to be broken down so we can persevere over that to build a new, right? So here we go. Kali on a name, Kali on a name, Kali on a name, Kali on a name, Kali on a name. Kalimakasha kukuuki anamakana ukakua asi for her and for others. Sometimes the let's say all those gifts and abilities that she's talking about, she knows that are hers, right? There might be some trauma, let's say, right, from another aspect or such where she was killed because of those, right? Or in fear because of those, right? Her heart closed down because of that. You know what I mean? It could be so many different things, or some kind of generational ancestral agreement, right? From one of her multiple aspects, right? That is why, let's say, that blockage is occurring or happening. You know what I mean? There's so many things that it could be. And again, we don't need the pinpoint of why, because my work is keeping you out of the story, because so many get addicted to the story. We want to get to the core and get it done, right? You want me to tell you a story? Would you rather that I get into thousands of files, right, and energy, and don't waste the time in stories to be much more effective and efficient and get it done, you know? So I hope that she'll be able to come and even take this further, you know, for her.
Awesome. And Madalena is asking, can I please have help with clearing and blocking the energy in my relationship with my partner and bring us back in resonance and harmony? I'm also blocked professionally.
Well, I hope that she will come, right? Because this is very powerful work they're receiving, right? But it is not a magic wand to say, abracadabra, now you're fixed, right? Because all the situations and circumstances that she's seeing, right, is not only from this life of whatever energy, right, but other aspects. I'm going to say lives. If they would imagine like her and him did whatever interactions in another life, past life, it's not past life, it's simultaneous life when you're interacting together, right? So all that ripples into here, right? Also with the other things as well. So that's why it's not just abracadabra, here you go. It's yes, I'm dipping you in, but come, right? Have that full 60 or 90 minute immersion, right? So we have time to go right where it needs to go to get to the core, right? Because when you have something and you just take it out, what happens? The roots could come back, right? Or that thing's core of it is not taken out. So for me, I'm always about, why are we playing, like, so to say, on all the branches and everywhere? Labyrinth, right? Let's get to the point, the core, the first point, the bullseye, right? Handle it there. And that's how it's taken care of, you know? All right, so here's some for her and everybody. Hopefully she'll come. Kosh, kosh, kosh. Kore kosh, koko ush, a ish, ekyum tai, sudakosh, kaka irikasha, totemedikasha, 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 ko, ekyum, yenie, isa, shushumanutulum, sitaria, isataria, isa. Now here's some for the heart, right? Ooh, 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 sharis, ooh, ooh. So I'm releasing from the back of the heart. You know, in beautiful ones, I left some spaces in this month. I do the sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that's way in my regular schedule, I know I'd be doing the show at Alara. So everyone who would come through her to have the sessions would not have to wait. So they could specifically get this done, right? Before they're entering into that new year. So please, if you're considering thinking, you know what I mean? Come so you can get those spaces, you know, that I left, because I have my own clients, you know, my own, you know, whatever that's going on. So you guys could come and get in on this, of those spaces that I had left. So you don't have to wait, let's say, until April or February or whenever, you know what I mean? Get it done before the new year.
So I just put the link in the chat. It's alara.at/show/Audrey10. And there's 2 packages, A and B. So I know we've talked about them during this call, but the package A is a 1-hour private session with Audrey, which includes the language of light and language of the Akasha. It does not include the numbers, right? And then the package B is a 90-minute session, which includes the sacred key code number language. Like I said, or like we were saying earlier, the numbers are not like 5 numbers or whatever. It's like pages and pages, and she goes really slowly and she makes sure you have them. So they're long. There's a long list of numbers, you know, so it's not just, you know, a 5-digit number kind of thing. And of course, these packages are also available in 2- and 3-part payments. And for the next 24 hours, use discount code TACS10. I don't want to call it discount, but you know what I mean. Gift code TACS10. So that's all available at alara.at/show/Audrey10. And definitely you don't have to wait months to book a session, which I just find unbelievable. That I don't know why. I've done it a couple of times and it's like I've forgotten what I booked it for. It's like whatever. So I just wanted to share really quickly, Audrey. M had mentioned about her dog, and she said, I named her Bodhi as she truly was compassion in action and a dear medicine carrier. Thank you for the healing heart energy, a blessing so needed to my wounded heart. So M, I would not affirm that it's a wounded heart, okay? I would just like change that languaging. And she says, I know these old scripts are trying to keep me small. You helped by validating me. I felt I just can't take any more heartbreak and wanted to go home with my dog. I will connect for a session. I resonate with all you say, all truth to me. Blessings to you for sharing. Thank you. Thank you, Em.
So beautiful. I look so forward to it. And she had me bring up, beautiful Nubis, the kitty, and so they come in our lives because they're magical and they help support us. We do works. And do we think that we're, that's not, that relationship doesn't, is not going to continue? It is so beautifully.
Absolutely.
And, it wasn't meant for her to go, right? Because they have the agreement already. The doggy came, right, to help her and to assist her, and they do what they were doing. and now go to do whatever, right? She's still here doing what she's doing. You know what I mean? Her agreeing, whatever. Imagine her puppy would be so upset, you know, her that one, to think, oh my goodness, I'm cortisol painted, she's out of there, and not still holding the light, right? Not still part of the mission for herself and the bigger picture of things, right?
Yeah.
Because they will continue on another time, right? Doing the great works that they did together, right? But this is part of, let's say, the story, right? For her to also be able to stand in the fullness of herself. Remember, I was talking about we can't have crutches and training wheels, right, on others to look, or angels, master galactics, or animals, or partners, or anything like that, because we must stand in our godhood, right? Just like her puppy doggy is Anubis, the kitty, right? Each an expression of source in their own way, but each of us to be able to stand in that as well, right? And then they join together in their fullness and do whatever else they're going to do, right? While she's continuing the story and knowing that her loved one is, you know, still in creation, of course, supporting her in that way, you know, as well, upon what she needs to do. That is her story, you know?
Absolutely. Good. Agnieszka is asking, can I ask for healing my relationship with money, please?
Yes. So of course we all want abundance. And I tell people, we know money is important, right? Because we live here, we need shelter, food, and all that kind of stuff, right? But for me, abundance, when people say abundance, because those ones we know are rich, they have everything, right? Money is nothing to them. They have no abundance, right? So abundance in the fullness of all things, right? Not just a monetary abundance, right? But abundance that's even more precious, right? Because look at time. We're talking about time, right? Someone could have all the money, abundance, whatever, but there's no more time, right? Meaning in this embodiment, we're in this suit for these particular experiences. So that is so precious as well, right? Yes, we'll go on and have multiple ones, right? But this beautiful one that we want to enjoy, right? To its fullest, that we can possibly appreciate, you know, not just money. Having money out of the way gives you less worries about things, distractions, so you can do other things, you know, as well. So we're going to do a little bit on abundance, right? In many ways, not just monetary, right? To bring that in. But again, I hope you can come, because this abundance thing is very, let's say, not just boom, abracadabra, right now it's done, right? To do the works. That's my other point I wanted to say. I just abracadabra you. How are you vested? What have you done, right? Like the beings of light, here they come. They're a collective I bring through. Beautiful Lara, we say thank you. And we say to all of you, beautiful ones, yes, channel calls us the beings of light. You understand? She has deemed us that name because we do not have a name. Our energy signature stamp is our name, so to say. Yes. So we accept beings of light. It's not our language is very limiting to us, but we come to speak it. Yes. Also in the session, we want to tell them we will be part of the session as well, to be in communication, which we so love. Now, Lara, we say hello. We say thank you. And all of you upon this, say, plane of experience where you are, we say happy holidays, as you say in your speak. Yes. Happy New Year of your counting. Yes. And Merry Christmas and all of the other holidays as well. Now, beautiful, beautiful ones. Yes. We say to you, there are many paths of possible probabilities. Yes. And we also say that you are the master and the masterpiece, one and the same. Yes, channel was saying, oh, an abracadabra to you. How then you are not invested? Yes, you must have a session, do the works, you understand, to be invested in it. So you hold the paintbrush and you are painting your canvas. Yes, that is your work of art, or to weave it. You understand, beautiful ones? So we say to you, please come to have the session so you can paint. Yes, with the energies, what you would like. Channel is saying she must return for a moment because this device needs to be plugged in, she is saying, but for a moment. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I had to go and pick up my mouse. It was on it was far away. That's why I was able to today copy and paste the link, because yesterday when I tried to do it with just the keyboard, it didn't work. So it's like, okay, let me try the mouse. So sometimes we do have to do that physical stuff, navigating the technology.
Yes, it's me, Audrey, now. Okay, but the point is, in a session, you'll talk with the beings of light as well. I have to do some releasing on this one, which I feel it working up in my throat for a deep releasing and a coughing. Okay, so working on that, right? So my point is, you come because it's not just abracadabra. You have to vest in it. You need to hold the paintbrushes and paint, like they say, which is your work of art, right? Your canvas or your weave or your story. So it's also for you to be vested, right? Receive this, of course, beautiful ones, but also to take it further, right, than just this. So here we go. And this is not a just, this is powerful, but even deeper. So I'm releasing for around those blockages of that, right? That's what the deep releasing is with them when I cough. Excuse me, but necessary. Just breaking that up. Suatwa, suatwa, right? Deep, deep out. Tua, tua, kiana, kiana, kiana. Tue, 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 iririt, arona, kestupa, oriana. Toe, 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 toe. Sumakua, sumakua, batuam, batuam, tatai, itai, sitar, right? Any shackles on that? Ewa, energetic shackles. Anakana, nekana, koya, koya, koya. Susu, susu, sai. Sissy, sessy, sessia. Somdai, 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 hirigua, tutura, pehienera, pehienera, tarto, tarto, scudosta, tai, suasu, suasu, ese, ese, esa, esa. So the beings of light, guys, are a part of a session as well. Either you take the 60 minutes or the 90 minutes and you can talk to them a bit. It's not a fortune telling because, again, we're here to empower you, right? If you want to tell other beings, Oracle, tell me, CC for me. You have to understand now in the new, there are many paths of possible probability. Reality is in constant motion and movement. A seer may be accessing or feel a particular moment, right, of the many paths of possible probabilities, how it is, right? In that particular, let's say, moment, they're seeing and accessing it. And they'll tell you that you're going to hold on to that. Like, yay, the Oracle told me, or they told me this or that. You only look for this or that. Meanwhile, you're losing other opportunities about the time as reality is always in motion and movement. Something else could come that's even better for you and you lose it because you're just thinking of what the Oracle, the seer told you, right? That is, again, the old way of being. So now to understand the bigger picture of things. So the beings of light will not do fortune telling, my words, so to say, to you, but rather to empower you. So as they say, hold the paintbrushes and paint, master, right? Your masterpiece, your work of art. So they come to help them in that and speak in general, you know, about things and sometimes give them something so much bigger and so much deeper and so much more truth of knowledge to them, right? Than any little so-and-so fortune telling, like, oh, see for me, you know, see for me, see for you. There's many paths of possible probability. Reality is always motion and movement. Use the energy. What do you want to do? Create. And the beautiful thing is, recently, Alara, they were telling me, like a painter, when they paint a picture and whatever they painted, right, it's not finished yet, but they're in the work of it. When they walk away, you know, and they come back the next day, of course, it's in the same position, right, where they left it to continue. But what they were talking to me, I don't know, most recently, right, is about how we paint with the energy, right, is different, right? Because what is the paint? The paint is the energy. So you're putting that energy on the canvas. And when you walk away, the beautiful thing is it's still in motion, isn't it? Right? Because energy moves of what we are creating, right? Our intention, what we're putting on there, what the energy is and the level of the energy, what's available. So when you move away to go, let's say, do other things you're doing, right? That energy on that canvas, right, in that work of art is still moving and in motion. So when you come back, right, so to say, to put your focus there, you'll see where it went to, right? What is the process of where it is, what you want to tweak, right? Add to it or not, just like a painting when you're painting with color, right? Make it lighter, make it darker, whatever, but it's with the energy. So you understand, beautiful ones, right? We're widening your understanding and perspectives. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing. This is about empowering you to create your reality, your new reality, not the reality based on the old, but what your soul wants to experience now moving forward, as the God essence being that it is, right? So that's who you are. You are God embodied. So what does you as God embodied want to experience now, right? That's what you always have to look at. So what do I as God embodied want to experience now?
And if you understand that we're talking about, like, this is the illusion, right? The sleeping state, right? We're sleeping, the sleep, the illusion, right? Sleeping to what? To ourself, who and what we are, the bigger picture. And what are we dreaming, right? In that sleep state, right? And being able to be lucid within the dream. We're not talking about us when we're sleeping. We're talking about this waking moment, right? Which is sleep in a way, right? To be sleeping in this, but to become lucid within the dream, right? Within what we're in, you know? So it's so important, like I say, to take that helm of that ship rather than put asunder off the dock. Remember, I used to talk about the dock. We're on the dock. We want to stay on it, balance and juggle, rather than go off asunder into the rocks and all those things and the energies which will eat us up there. No, get back to that stability, right? We're getting our footing again of who and what we are. Hold the helm of the ship so it takes you, right, to that new, you know, rather than sucked in and looping in the same, right? I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. That's just all a story, right? Dreams of illusion and sleep that became nightmares, right? In many, many ways that we've come to wake from, to dream a new dream lucidly, you know?
Absolutely. So what dream are you dreaming now moving forward? What is it that you want to experience? What is it that you want to create? What is it that your soul is longing for? What is it that's, you know, lighting you up, right?
Yes, and the soul is why you're embodied here now, and what we're doing is because this is about your soul evolution. Ages ago, when Spirit was like, oh, the soul evolution, you're a soul architect. I'm like, what are you talking about? A soul's a soul. They're like, oh, no, right? The soul is to be tended to, their essence, their beingness, right? All that it has gathered, all this information, all the experiences, right, that has gone through. So this is your soul evolutionary journey, right? So your soul doesn't want to be stagnant, your God beingness. And I'm a God being. How is the same stagnation, limitation happening over and over again? And I lost myself so deeply that I don't remember who and what I am. And I no longer have access to the true magic that is the gift from the mother that I can access, that other ones have turned off or held others captive in cages and such. You know what I mean? Consciousness cages, right? Or beliefs, empowered, or energetic cages that the soul wants to be freed, right? To go on its next expression, right? In resonance with a new creation, soul evolution, the field of consciousness itself, expanding to the next version of itself, the next experience for God, source, creation to have itself, the reason the mother gave the life in the first place, right? We don't want to just sit in ethers of nothingness. Look how beautiful this is. We have made the unmanifested manifested, right? To touch, to taste, to experience. We don't want this to keep holding it in a cage. You know what I mean? So it's so important.
Absolutely.
You're all so important and so beautiful, right? This is the freshness of the new breath of fresh air, right? You hear me when I'm bringing the mother in, it sounds like the womb or the breath blowing, right? To blow away all that old, right? To give that fresh breath of air, right? Of life giving, you know, and the water, right? Because in the womb, we're in that water, you know, the waters of life, all of this to bestow, right? Gifts for you in this show today. Thank you, Laura, and everyone who's here by no coincidence to receive or listening in to receive, and an opportunity to work with this, you know, and to help them. So
absolutely. And thank you everybody for all your questions, because the thing is, like, with your questions, you know, what Audrey was able to bring forward was for everybody. So, you know, there were all these gifts for all of us, right? To heal our heart, to, you know, give us more ease with our relationship with our partners and harmony, and our relationship with money, and just us being here, you know, and receiving these energies, this light, these codes, you know, came through from your questions. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
And Lara, to go back to that point that I was saying, the session would be like the new words to it, like to exalt them, right? Exaltation, the holidays, you hear that word a lot, exaltation, right? Speaking of, like, let's say a Christ, to, you know, exalt the Christ and such, but this is you as the Christed one, the consciousness that the Christ tapped into, right? To be an example, such to bring forth that knowledge so you can understand and know that, set you free, right? Resurrect you, right? Exalt you, the exaltation of you, raise you up, energetic frequency, right? Conscious awareness, rather than playing low and less than, raise you up, right? Raise you up. And the word coalesce, because my work is talking about how, you know, the sands of time. And the example was, you know, how we go and we can make like a sand sculpture. So that idea is coalesced in all those little bits and pieces of sand grains, right? That is all brought together to coalesce. So exalt you, coalesce you, right? Bring all those pieces of sand together. That makes like a sand sculpture that is an idea that is being expressed in those moments. But then again, after that, to be scattered again. And that is like us, right? Each the grain, each the bit of source, consciousness, expression, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming together, like all those little sands coalesced, right? All those little grains of sand coalesced, making this idea, this expression of us individually, collectively, in creation itself, together, right, in this particular moment, right, in the story of creation itself, until it's all dispersed and then coalesces again, right, for the next sculpture, right, that we all build and bring together, right, of ourself coalesced in the new higher frequency, new expression. So we build something new, make something new, the next idea, the next version. So yes, it's sand, but we're talking about it in comparison to the bigger picture of things that we are and that creation is, you know. So that's beautiful for the holidays, to exalt you, right? Exaltation and coalesce, right? Individually and in the bigger picture of what we were part of as well, you know, creation story. So that is so beautiful.
Oh, that
Christmas
is beautiful,
gift, right?
Yeah, so it's just to remember the bigger picture of who you truly are, right? You're not this limited 3D version of you. You're a multi-dimensional being of light. You're a God essence embodied. Remember that, right? And that is a gift in itself. So exalt that the God embodied being that you are, right? Remember that. It's something. It's like I feel like we have to like keep telling ourselves that, because we get so bombarded by everything around us that we tend to forget, you know, that that's who we really are. So
And
keep remembering.
Yes, know that those things, when they bombard you, were purposely set there by beings, right, that run the multiple systems, right, and also off-world, because that's the situation from ancient times of what occurred and what happened. The AI expression, remember that I said that wants its agenda rather than natural biological expression. All those things are the things that are trying to keep you from that, you know. So remind yourself, yes, I'm here, I'm wearing a physical suit, right? An embodiment to have a suit, to have an experience. Like if you go under the water, you need a water suit, right? If you go up in space, you need a space suit. Well, you happen to be having this suit for your consciousness, your energy to express through, right? But it's bigger picture of who and what you are. And don't let those things keep you off track and only bombard you and think that is all that you are, because no, you are so much more. And let's get in resonance so we continue and heal, right, and release and upgrade, raise up, pour the light back in, so all the chakras turn on. We're not going to have chakras keep us captured. We're going to be like the pillars of light, boom, 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 right? Christmas lights, the beautiful lights. Years ago I spoke about, I think, on the show as well. Think of the holiday lights, right? The lights, all the chakras, right, through these works and such, boom, 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 not the limitations anymore, but they all turn on. Be that pillar of light for the foundation of the new, for yourself, and the part that you are also of creation. So that's so beautiful, right?
Beautiful. So please do check out the packages with Audrey, work with her, get yourself all set up for the new year, the new. And again, they're available at alara.at/show/Audrey10. So please do take a look at them, package A or package B. I would highly recommend package B because it has the sacred number codes as well, which you can then use or in your space, under your pillow, in your wallet, like you name it. And yeah, they are really transformational. So that's, you really want to get that. But if not, package A is also going to be really helpful because Audrey's going to work with you to rewrite your Akash, rewrite the codes, and just clear out, those files that no longer serve you, that have been keeping you stuck and limited. It's time for change. It's time for you to truly be who you came here to be. And the whole world is just waiting for you.
Laura, thank you for telling them, because yes, we didn't speak too much about the numbers, but it's really important because they can go away with this tool then, you know what I mean? That is theirs to access the energy and apply that tool, which is very powerful. It was 4:33 over here. So in my time, so it was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there we had the divine again, in that time frame.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Audrey. This was another wonderful show. Natalie said, thank you so much for this amazing presentation. I did not expect it to be so full of activations. Yay. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. That heart to heart, and this holiday gift, right? That we're giving. So thank you, Alara, for allowing me to come in, and I want you to realize, beautiful ones, this isn't only talking about what you're going to get later on. This was such full, right? Always, like always on the shows, but so full for you guys to receive already and drink from that wellspring, right? From creation, no coincidence, you're here receiving these beautiful gifts and codes, and hopefully you'll be able to give yourself a gift and go even deeper with it. So thank
Absolutely.
you all.
Yes. Give yourself a gift of transformation this year. You know, give yourself that gift of transformation as you move forward into the new you. It's like there's just so much possible right now, right? There's so much possible, and just keep remembering who you truly are.
Yes, and you want to build that bridge, right? You want to walk over that bridge to make sure that we're in physicality, we're distracted by that, but we must also manifest who we are that is in resonance to find that we walk over that bridge, right? Get out and win the game. No more matrix, no more locked in, whatever. No going down the drain, so to say, of where those that are AI, AI, transhuman, parasitic, non-self-sustaining systems are going, losing their gift of individualization, because the mother is back and handling this because it has affected the balance of creation itself. So it must be handled, right? And we want to make sure we're true, real beings, right? Bringing forth our essence, writing our soul's signature, being in resonance, true of heart in the new future, right? That is manifesting ourselves in that, connecting from our future self to our past self here, our past self here to our future self there. So thusly tending, right, to us in our essence. So we will, right, be able to stand, right, continued in that expression of who we truly are and build something new together, that this never ever happens again as we seal it in the book of life, right, and write in the new book.
Beautiful. Yes, heart to heart. Thank you. Much healing today. So much truth and beauty here. Absolutely. Thank you. Yes. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Audrey, and your beautiful beings of light, Divine Mother, Kali came through, the fairies came through, the ancestors came through.
Yes, exactly. She's saying the ancient ones, exactly. All multiple expressions of creation, and ones that we don't even have a name, right?
Exactly.
To them as well, because we don't have a knowing, or they don't have a name, because it's such a
so
high
thank you to all of them as well for being here and supporting us today. So thank you. And Audrey, I'm wishing you a wonderful holiday season as well. So thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you for starting it off so beautifully, and it's going to be my birthday this weekend, so it was so fabulous to be able to spend time with all of you as well.
Happy birthday.
Right, yes, we don't only receive, but we give and we gift, and that's the beauty, right? Like all of you embodied here, giving your light and your hearts to this situation, circumstance, gifting, and that's what the holiday is all about as well. So
it is absolutely.
You gift so much of your essence and your beingness just by being embodied and being here. So thank you so much, beautiful one.
Thank you. And everyone, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you for all of your questions. And until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.